welcome you to Urbana High School's Oscar Adams Gymnasium. Joey Wright alongside Steven Thompson for Urbana Tigers basketball. Tonight the Tigers host what is perhaps the best team in the Big 12 Conference, the Danville Vikings. So Steven, Urbana enters 9-9. This is perhaps the best team Urbana's had in a decade. This is the best team that Danville's had in that time as well. How do you see it playing out?
Well, I mean, Coach V likes to get out and run. So, I mean, when you have a shooter like Peyton Sheen and Bryson Tatum and Chris Cross who both can score in double figures tonight, that's going to be a key factor for tonight. And it's about intensity and discipline on tonight.
Absolutely, Steven. And now Danville has a player in Tevin Smith. He's got interest from the SEC, the Pac-12, perhaps Big Ten teams interested in him. How do you see that playing out, and how does Urbana try to stop him?
Well, I mean, you have to play a zone if you want to stop the drives and penetrations, and I think if you go to the zone, he's going to have problems, and if you have a successful zone, both teams are going to be shook. So.
Absolutely. Now this is our first broadcast of 2019. How did Urbana fare over the holidays in their holiday tournament?
The Tigers played a tough first game, and after that went on to win 3 games in a row. So
I believe they won 3rd place in that tournament that they played.
6th place.
6th place. Okay,
yeah,
the consolation bracket.
Yep.
Well, we are just about 10 seconds away from public address announcer Nick Stillwell taking the mic and introducing the starters and throwing it to the band for the national anthem. That's the Tiger Pep Band that you hear in the background right now. The atmosphere is electric, and we are glad to have you with us for Urbana Tigers basketball on the Tigers Media Network. And as Nick Stillwell begins to introduce things, the national anthem forthcoming in just a minute. We will get into our starters after that. Didn't quite have enough time to get the starters to you before the national anthem was played by the Tiger Pep Band, but right now we can tell you for Danville the starters will be Devin Miles, Tevin Smith, Nathaniel Hoskins, Robert Stroud, and Sean Haupt. For Urbana, it'll be Jermail Young, Chris Cross, Peyton Sheen, Makai Smith, and Miller Calhoun. Steven, your player to watch for the Tigers tonight.
Peyton Sheen is the man for tonight. And the reason why I say that is because he's coming off a hot game, had a career-high 27 points, and he shot the lights out in Indianapolis.
Well, and Steven, that's a little surprising that his career high would be 27 points because he is a scorer. You'd think it would be much higher than that.
Yeah. And, I mean, he's coming into today's play with averaging 16.3 points per game. So.
Yep. Well, we will see if he's a factor. We'll be quiet as the Tigers starting 5 is introduced. Here they come onto the court.
And it looks like Illinois has a recruiter in the house.
Indeed, and I believe that he is here to look at Tevin Smith for Danville. So that was the Big Ten interest that I alluded to earlier. Real quick, the coaches for both teams. For Danville, it's Ted Haupt, father of Sean Haupt, and for Urbana, of course, their coach is Verdell Jones. In the 2016-17 season, Urbana knocked off Danville in what was the first game before winter break of that season. Danville comes back. This is the first game after break in the 2018-19 season. A huge test for the Tigers, and we're glad you're here with us on the Tigers Media Network.
If 2016-2017 team can do it, I think 2018-2019 can do it tonight.
Indeed. In the circle for Urbana, Miller Calhoun, Tevin Smith for Danville. We are underway in Urbana. Glad you're with us. The tip-off goes to Urbana and Jermail Young. Now into the corner, and Makai Smith kicks it back out to Cross, and now Jermail Young at the top of the arc. And we're going to go over to Cross. Cross back to Smith. Smith to Peyton Sheen, the player to watch in Steven's eyes, as he mentioned before the game. Now we're going inside to Chris Cross. Cross outside the paint, looks for Sheen, finds him. Sheen brings it back out. Driving inside, he'll kick it out to a wide open Miller Calhoun. First three of the game falls, no good, and Danville the rebound. Here's their first possession of the night.
That's a great look by the Tigers.
Danville no good on the layup off the glass. They get the rebound. Second chance no good, tipped around, and Urbana takes possession. 7:10 left, first quarter, and the three no good from Makai Smith. Cross the board, he'll lay it up and in, and the Tigers take a 2-0 lead. And Steven, that's going to be the key for Urbana, is establishing an early sense of rhythm and an early lead if possible.
Yeah.
Danville going up, the lob to Tevin Smith, no good. Cross gets it off the glass, and he'll take it. Driving inside, he'll go off the glass himself, no good. Rebound to Hoskins.
To Miles, back to
Hoskins, the 6'2 guard. Only a sophomore is Nathaniel Hoskins. This is a young lineup for Danville. And Hoskins will put up a three, and it will go in to give the Vikings a 3-2 lead. And Steven, that's got to scare the rest of the Big 12 Conference. Seeing this Danville team, they're 13-2, and they've got a lot of sophomores in this starting lineup.
Yeah, they believe in the young talent.
And Miller Calhoun off the glass to put the Tigers back ahead 5-3. 5:50 left, first quarter.
And Miller's coming off a terrific game last week against Crispus Attucks with 13 points, 8 rebounds.
Tevin Smith driving inside, nice pass off the glass, and it will fall to tie us up. Robert Stroud the bucket. 5:30 left as Young takes it up. Young looking, finding Smith. Smith picked up by Haupt. And it's Peyton Sheen. Sheen will drive inside. Off the glass, no good. Calhoun can't get the rebound. Haupt will take it up for the Vikings. Now he'll find Hoskins. Hoskins behind the back. And off the glass goes Tevin Smith, and a 7-5 lead for the Vikings with 4:50 left to play. And Calhoun will put up a three. Can't get it, in and out. Rebound Urbana, Makai Smith from just outside the basket. He'll get it to go and tie us up at 7. And here's Haupt.
Makai Smith, a huge factor on the defensive side.
Haupt floats it in off the glass, 9-7. 4:23 left to play. Taking it up, way up. No good, and Danville the rebound. In the hands of Tevin Smith, driving inside, guarded by Calhoun. Not a whole lot more Miller could do there as Danville takes a 4-point lead. Cross guarded by Smith, off the glass, no good, and the rebound to Robert Stroud. Now up the court for the Vikings. Hoskins called for the travel. So 3:51 left in the first quarter, and Urbana will reset. Chris Cross will inbound, and it looks like he'll kick it to Jermail Young.
Yeah. I think the Tigers have to get Peyton Sheen more involved in the offense. He just can't settle for threes. You gotta attack them.
Yep. Sheen has been quiet tonight. No points for him thus far. Calhoun will look for Sheen, and Sheen will put up a three, and it's in, just as Steven said, and it's a one-point game. And Steven, that's the ability of Peyton Sheen to create. That's not a shot that most people could hit, not on a regular basis at least, but it seems like we see Sheen do that darn near every game we cover.
Yeah. Peyton Sheen, a tremendous shooter, and I think that's a huge grab for Verdale Jones.
Inside goes Hoskins. It'll be a foul against Urbana. Layup was no good, so he'll go to the line for two. That'll be the first foul of the game, and it'll go against Makai Smith. A real quick point on Miller Calhoun. It seems like far too often he finds himself in foul trouble, but here we are almost 5 minutes into the game. No fouls for Calhoun. That was the first foul for anyone thus far in the game.
Yeah, Miller has done a great job of controlling being in foul trouble. So I think once he's in the game, he's a huge help on the defensive side and the offensive sides when it comes to rebounds.
Hoskins was no good on the first, got the second. Sheen a three, doesn't get that. Falls a little short, and Hoskins the rebound.
That's a bad shot.
Inside goes Danville, and it's going to go off of Calhoun. Bryson Tatum now in the game for the Tigers. Tried to keep it in bounds and could not. It will be... No, they're going to say that was last touch by Danville. So Urbana will maintain possession. 2:50 left, first quarter. Young to Sheen, a three. No one around him, can't convert. Haupt the rebound, will take it up for Danville. And off the glass, he'll get it to go. 14-10 is our new score. 2:30 left, first quarter. Bryson Tatum, the super sophomore for Urbana, looking, finding Cross, left side. Cross trying to drive in against Tevin Smith, can't do it. Kicks it back out to Tatum. Tatum to Calhoun, looks for a three, won't take it. Goes back to the top of the arc, and Jermail Young. Young's gonna drive inside, gets blocked by Hoskins. Nathaniel Hoskins has been all over the place on defense.
Yeah, he's listed as 6'2", and he's huge on the defensive board.
Chris Cross inbounding the Miller Calhoun. Calhoun spinning, can't get it to go. Rebound Sean Haupt. Haupt up to Hoskins. Calhoun, the only Tiger back to play defense, will get called for the foul and one. So
that'll be Miller's first, team second. And it appears that Tyrese McWilliams will replace Miller.
But, Steven, not a bad foul there for Miller, just playing defense, and you're going to have some plays like that occur over the course of the game if you're 4 or 5. Free throw from Hoskins is good. 17-10 the lead for Danville. And, Steven, this is where Urbana's got to show some resilience and get a basket before the lead snowballs into something they can't handle.
Correct. And I think 2016-2017 team was down 12 at one point and ended up coming back in the second half, holding Danville to 32% from the field.
Absolutely, and that was a game that I was on the call with Miller Calhoun.
I believe we were both on the call.
Was it?
No.
I thought it was
right.
Miller and I. Miller, that was his sophomore year. And that was a good Danville team. And that was a big win at the time, but I think this win would be even bigger because now Danville is regarded as one of the top teams in the state.
Yeah, ranked 6th coming into this game.
6th in 3A, they're 13-2, 3-0 in the Big 12 Conference. And Tevin Smith, that'll be a foul against Bryson Tatum. So Smith will go to the line. And Stephen, as I was saying prior to the game, Urbana enters this one 9-9, only 1-3 in the Big 12, but this feels like the best Tigers team we've seen in the last 5 years, maybe even a decade.
Yeah, I think every year we've gotten better and better, and the players have really starting to buy in. And once we get that great team chemistry, I think things will start going our way. I mean, we've gave up some games that we should never lost. Well, we've won some games that we should never won.
Yep.
I mean, you go into the Tournament of Champs and you knock off the #1 team in South Carolina and Alabama. So
2 big wins for the Tigers as Haupt gets that to go. 21-12, the lead for Danville. This is the 3rd year for Verdell Jones on the sideline. Replaced Vashawn Russell for that 2016-17 season. Tyrese McWilliams in the corner, a spin move, and he'll get called for the travel. So, Stephen, you got 24 seconds left, a shot clock in the NBA. No shot clock in the IHSA, of course, but in all likelihood, you'd figure Danville will hold for the last shot. What does Urbana do on defense to stop them?
Here, in my opinion, I think Verdell should go to the zone at this time and stop the drive penetration and see it and make Danville knock down shots.
We'll see how it plays out. Now, Stephen, you are a manager for this team, correct?
Correct.
The Tigers, yep. So Danville will inbound, Sean Haupt. And up the court goes Danville.
And there goes the zone.
Just as Stephen called, we're at 8 seconds now, 7-6. 5 left on the board. It's in the hands of Nathaniel Hoskins, guarded by Tatum. He spins, creates a little space. At the buzzer, it will fall. Nathaniel Hoskins, an amazing shot to end the first quarter. And Danville, after 1, leads 24-12.
Kind of had a feeling that shot was going to go in.
I think he knew it too. And Danville up 12 at the first intermission. Tiger Pep Band comes alive in the background. And Stephen, a great crowd here tonight at the Oscar Adams Gymnasium.
Yeah, a great crowd. No, he already.
And we're back for the second quarter. It'll be Sean Haupt inbounding the ball for Danville. Haupt, the son of head coach Ted Haupt. And we're underway. So Danville up 12. This is an Urbana team that has shown resiliency in the past. They'll have to do that here down early. Here's Haupt. Will put up a deep 3, and he'll get it. That's a huge 3 to open the second quarter for Danville. Now up 15, 7:35 left in the frame, and Urbana resets. And Stephen, you don't want to go down any more than 15 points here. Here's Peyton Sheen. Sheen guarded by Haupt. Driving inside.
And one.
Basket and 1.
As Peyton Sheen's dad, Nate Sheen, comes alive.
Well, and hopefully that'll spark the team to come alive, too. That's a huge basket and 1 from the Tigers' leading scorer. Now at the line for 1 more. And he gets it to go. So back to 12 points. Sheen does a nice job answering Haupt. Haupt the three to open the quarter, and Sheen the make-do three of his own. Haupt looking and finding Hoskins. Hoskins to Hoopt, another three. He'll get that to go. Sean Hoopt the hot hand, and Danville back up 15. 30-15 our score. 6:55 remaining, and it's Tyrese McWilliams at three of his own. Doesn't get it. Rebound, Tevin Smith. Smith driving inside. Good defense from Tyrese McWilliams.
Yeah, blocked by Tyrese.
Would you say that Tyrese is the most athletic player the Tigers have?
Yeah, I think he's very athletic. He has hops like it's nothing.
We saw him throw down a dunk in the last game that we covered. The last game of 2018. As we go to Jermail Young for three, doesn't get it, a little off. McWilliams the board, looking and finding Tatum, driving inside, around the defense, no good. Danville up, pushing the pace, and Jermail Young will be called for the foul. So Haupt set to inbound again. 6:06 left, second quarter. 15-point lead for the Vikings. Quick shout out to the manager for the Danville Vikings, John Ward. I always like to throw a word into the managers, the guys on the sidelines making it all possible, and John Ward is the manager for Danville. Nice defense from Miller. Payton on the steal, spin move on Haupt, inside, and he gets it to go to cut it back to 13.
And Peyton Sheen has 8 on the night.
Sheen's 8. He's the third leading scorer on the floor behind Sean Haupt. And Nathaniel Hoskins, Tevin Smith now with 6 points after that basket, and the lead back to 15. 5:15 left in the quarter. Here's Young. Sheen coming open on the left side. They won't find him. They'll go to Tatum. Tatum, the sophomore, gets it to go in, and Bryson Tatum has really developed into quite the player. Only a sophomore for the Tigers.
Junior. He's a junior.
He's a junior? Okay. I've been watching Tigers basketball for so long, it all blends together at this point, but really has blossomed into quite the player. Three ball no good for Danville, and they'll get the rebound and reset, and they'll put up another three, this one more successful. Credit that to Tavion McClyde. McClyde, the 5'11 senior, brings it to 16, the largest lead of the night. Well, check that. Danville had a 17-point lead earlier, but this is the second largest lead of the night for Danville. And a call that will go against Urbana. Hoskins inbounding, finding Haupt. And that's a departure from what they've done where Haupt would inbound to Hoskins. Haupt. Three ball for Danville, doesn't even grab the rim, and Jermail Young grabs the rebound, running the floor. Now we'll slow it down and find Tatum. Tatum creating space, no good. Rebound, Danville. Calhoun was there, couldn't grab it before Stroud could. And inside goes Stroud. He lost it, so he'll kick it back out and try it again. Go ahead. Well, Haupt grabs the bucket there. So 37-19, our new score, 3:20 to go. Oh, three ball from Calhoun will fall. A big three from Miller and a nice pass from Young. Pump fake and then kicked it to Calhoun for the three.
And Coach V was wanting a full timeout there and didn't get it. And carry violations. Crisscross checks in the game, replacing Peyton Sheen.
And Steven, an interesting move. You Cross and Sheen, two guys you want on the floor at the same time.
Yeah, but with everybody on the floor who can score, I think you got to give Peyton some rest.
Absolutely.
Because you still got Crisscross, Jamel Young, Bryson Tatum, and then Von Preston who can come alive.
Cross driving in, and he'll grab the foul. See that goes against. It looks like it'll go against Hoskins. That'll be his first and the team's second. And yeah, I guess if you're going to bring Sheen out, you might as well bring in someone that can produce in the same volume as he can, such as Chris Cross.
Yes, indeed.
Cross, first free throw is good, second on the way. It will not go, and the rebound winds up to Danville and Sean Haupt. Haupt to the corner. Inside goes Danville. Looked like Calhoun got a piece of that. And then Von Preston Griffin blocked it again. So it'll stay with Danville. But great effort there from the Tigers. Danville will have to set something else up, and it goes to Haupt on the inbound pass. Right side. Fading away, no good. Rebound Calhoun. And if the Tigers can cut this deficit to around 10 points going into the half, they've got to feel good. Foul called, Young will go to the line.
And that foul's going to be on Tevin Smith. It's going to be his first, team's third.
It's one for Smith and one for Hoskins. The only two players on the court with fouls for the Vikings right now. First free throw from Young is good. 2:16 left, second quarter. I'm Joey Wright, joined by Steven Thompson. Steven, real quick, thanks for having me on the mic tonight.
Hey, no problem. Couldn't do it without you.
I, of course, am now a freshman at Bradley University, back in town for winter break, and I love watching Tigers basketball. So a 12-point deficit faced by the Tigers now. Smith to Haupt, a deep three from the volleyball line. How did he get that to go? Back to a 15-point lead for the Vikings. Sean Haupt's putting on a show.
They got to get this lead under 10.
Young can't get it. Foul will be called against Miller, I believe.
That's going to be his third.
And now on the 1-and-1 bonus. Check that. Next foul will put Danville on the 1-and-1 bonus. They'll inbound here. Now 16 fouls for Urbana. Up the court go the Vikings. Haupt picked up by Sheen. 1:37 left in the half. Crunch time as the first half draws to a close. Haupt can't get it. Rebound grab by Tatum. Up to Cross. Cross slowing it down. Won't take the three there. Instead will pass to Tatum. Now to Young to Sheen. Sheen trying to create space. Won't get that to go. Rebound Tatum. Foul will be called against Danville. That'll be their fourth. Urbana will inbound.
Foul's going to be on Devin Miles. His first, and Talvin Joyer checks in and replacing Jeremiah. And that's a questionable move for Verdell Jones as he goes to small ball.
Minute 13 in the half. And I think Verdell Jones is just going to take a timeout here. Yep, and it'll be a 30-second timeout. What do you think he's drawing up with a minute and 12 seconds left?
All right. If I'm him, I'm just saying, on the offensive end, attack the basket and get them in foul trouble so we can go to the line and shoot free throws. On the defensive end, might might just have to go back to that zone again. But with the shooting of Haupt, it's questionable.
Yeah, Haupt has been lighting it up, has 17 points through nearly 2 quarters of play. Pass will find Tatum. Tatum had a little problem with it, but he recovered. And it will go to Tatum in the corner. A three that was just a little too powerful. Finds nothing except the hands of Danville as they rebound it and take it up. Hoskins, 50 seconds left. Danville probably won't hold for the last shot. They'll get a layup to go here and give themselves a 17-point lead. 40 seconds left in the half. Young, underneath the defense,
great
cut
move,
it back
boy.
to 15. A fantastic move.
That's a great move by the sophomore.
Now 30 seconds left in the half. If the Tigers could keep the deficit here, we've seen them overcome 15-point second half deficits before. A three will go for Danville to put their lead at 18. 15 seconds left in the half. It's Cross. Cross looking, finding Young. 10 seconds left. The Tigers could really use a basket. Entering the halftime break, it's Young. Young finding Sheen. Sheen creating space. A three will fall. From 18 down to 15, Danville at the buzzer off the glass in a 15-point game going into halftime. Steven, your thoughts?
They just came out flat that first half. I think once Sean shot some threes, it kind of spooked them a little bit. And I think once they go into the locker room and find their composure, I think they should be fine in the second half.
Winnable game in the second half?
Oh, yes.
Well, we'll have it for you on the Tigers Media Network after we pause for halftime. At the break, Danville leads Urbana 45-30. For the second half of action, the Tigers Media Network. Joey Wright alongside Steven Thompson. Steven, Tigers down 15 points, 45-30 here entering the third, but you said before the break a winnable ball game for Urbana.
Yes, indeed. I think, well, most games I've watched, the Tigers have played a better second half than they done the first half. And with the players scoring ability, I think this is a winnable game. All you just got to do is play tough defense.
And keep doing what Bryson Tatum just did.
It's a game of runs, and the team that goes on the most runs wins the games.
It's a great way of looking at it. Is Danville now in possession. 7:40 on the clock and a steal from Cross. Chris Cross with the ball, finding Young. Young for three, and he knocks it down. A 10-point game. Just like that, it's 45-35. So in the first 30 seconds of the quarter, the Tigers cut 5 points out of the lead. Danville draws the foul. First foul of the half will go against Urbana. And it will go against Peyton Sheen.
It's going to be his first, team's first.
So Danville quick to inbound, and it goes to Nathaniel Hoskins. You could make a case for Sean Haupt, but defensively, I think Hoskins is the player of the game thus far for either side. As Danville can't get that to go, rebound tipped and corralled by Tatum. Hoskins, Steven, has been everywhere. As it's Sheen. Finds a little space, now finds Young. Young 5 points this quarter alone, finds Tatum. And it's Cross. Cross to Tatum. Tatum back to Calhoun for three, off the glass, no good. Tatum went up for Urbana to try to get the rebound, but he was outmanned by Danville. Danville going all the way, can't get it. Calhoun will get that rebound, and Danville takes it back up. Rather, Urbana takes it back up. Tipped out on Danville. Urbana will retain possession.
As a dangerous pass thrown by Chris Cross. Nearly stolen away.
Peyton Sheen, guarded by Devin Miles. Haven't called his name much thus far. It's Calhoun spinning in the paint, cutting the lead back to single digits, 45-37. 6:10 to play. Hoskins taking it up for Danville. Hoskins, the 6'2 sophomore. Plays even bigger than that, though. Miles back to Hoskins. Hoskins inside. Calhoun, the defense. It's in and out and back in again. 47-37, under 6 to play. Sheen for three, in and out. Rebound, crisscross. Back to Peyton Sheen. Sheen spins, goes in, and doesn't get it. Bounces off the rim. Whole gym paused, waiting for it to drop. It didn't drop.
That's an air ball shot by Sean.
Drops right into the hands of Miller Calhoun. Haupt can't get the three. Urbana resetting, and Tatum for three.
That's a terrible shot.
A little too much on that, and not the shot you want down 10 points.
Yeah, terrible shot. You're down 10.
Rising and firing is Tevin Smith, and Danville, a team that will make you pay. They do that right there. Verdell Jones will take a timeout for Urbana. So Steve and I alluded to this earlier. I graduated from Urbana High School last year, now a freshman at Bradley University. First game I've called since I've been away. I did part of a game earlier this season, but you forget just how quickly the game moves in the Big 12. It's back and forth just like that. At times I've had a hard time keeping up.
Yeah, it really is a fast-paced game.
And especially, neither team has fouled an extreme amount. Urbana had more fouls than Danville did, but I wouldn't say they played a dirty first half at all. It was pretty clean. Not a whole lot of stoppages in play.
Yeah, not even a full hour into the game.
No. Might have to hit the gym, work on my stamina a little bit. Getting a little winded calling that first half.
Regardless of this outcome, food on Jason.
Oh, man. Jason Leggett behind the camera tonight. Our producer from Urbana Public Television. Glad you're with us tonight on the Tigers Media Network. Chris Cross will inbound for Urbana.
Appreciate you, Jason.
Absolutely. So the Tigers down 12. It's 49-37, 5 even left in the third. Inside to Cross. Cross. A great shot from Chris Cross. Created a little space. The Danville defense played well there, but Cross outplayed them, and it's back to a 10-point game.
39-49, and a huge stop is on its way.
Sean Haupt, guarded by Young. Inside, and getting it to go is Hoskins. I think what makes this a compelling game is that neither team has the other outsized by a whole lot. Both teams are, Danville has the size advantage, but it's not much.
And we got a couple of 6'5" guys. They got two. And Calhoun, no good. And that's a bad shot taken.
Just
again.
rattled right off the rim.
Yeah.
This is Smith. Smith, that's going to be a foul against Chris Cross. So Tevin Smith will look to convert at the line. Cross called for the foul, his first. And Steven, with Danville up 12 right now, you've got to figure Urbana wants to keep this deficit right around 12, 10 points, keep it to where you can make a run when you get hot.
Yeah. I mean, Verdell Jones have to figure out five guys who is willing to give it their all.
First free throw was no good. Second was. Sheen for three to cut it back to 10. No good. Calhoun can't get the rebound. Danville running the floor. Sean Haupt. Ball stolen away by Young. Tatum up the court. Tatum to Sheen. Tatum driving inside.
And a spin move by Peyton Sheen. What a move by Peyton Sheen.
And Sheen brings it back to 11.
As Coach Hub would say, Sheener.
Nice move by Hoskins in a wide open lane. He'll lay it off the glass. Nathaniel Hoskins now the leading scorer for Danville, 19 points. Haupt has 17. Off the basket, Calhoun will draw the foul and go to the line. First free throw from Miller was good.
No.
I think. And the second, I can tell you for certainty, is good. So an 11-point game, 54-43, 3:13 left, third quarter. Up the court, almost stolen by Cross. Devin Miles, a lot of space. Looking and finding Stroud. And a 13-point lead. Jermel Young to Cross. Cross off the glass. And one. Free throw now will cut it to 10 if it is good.
Yes, Chris Cross has 9 points.
Huge free throw forthcoming from Chris Cross.
And the free throw's good.
Cross, the 6'1 junior, his father Joe Cross played at the University of Illinois in the 90s. Sister Lauren just graduated from Urbana High School last year, played for the girls team.
Who was that? Barton College.
Rebound, Tevin Smith. Smith off of Calhoun. It's going to be Calhoun called for the foul. And that athleticism is why Tevin Smith is so highly regarded in the eyes of teams from the Big 12. Rather Big 10, Pac-12, SEC, all over the country. Really high on Tevin Smith as he gets the first free throw to go. (57-46).
As Makai Smith checks in the game, replacing Miller Calhoun.
Jermel Young to a wide open Chris Cross. Three ball is in. 58-49, 9 points. Back to single digits as Danville takes it up.
Just one stop.
Off the glass goes Stroud, back to 11, and now Danville playing with momentum because they know Urbana right on their heels. Bryson Tatum looking, over Haupt, no good, and the rebound to Danville. Big possession forthcoming here for the Vikings. Danville has numbers, and Haupt driving in off, didn't even lay it off the glass, just straight up and in, 62-49, 13-point lead, minute 40 left, third quarter. And a three ball for Urbana. They get it to go. Back to 10 and a timeout called. See who it's on. I think Verdell Jones called it, and they did.
It's going to be a full.
They're going to call that a 2. 62-51. My apologies. Didn't look to me like his foot was on the line, but the official will always have the better view on it. Notable faces from the Urbana School District and City of Urbana in attendance tonight. We got Athletic Director Steve Waller here and Interim Superintendent Dr. Preston Williams in the house. Colin Likas from the News-Gazette is here. Fox Champagne sent a cameraman earlier. Or I believe it was their sports director. It was
surprised WCIA is not out here.
And we're back to the game as Danville inbounds it, up 11 points, 90 seconds left in the quarter. Joey Wright alongside Steven Thompson, Jason Liggett behind our camera, Sean Haupt to Hoskins. Cross was in position to take the charge, had no need to do that. And now Danville will draw a foul and go to the line.
Foul's going to be on Makai Smith, his second, team's fourth. And at the line is be Tevin Smith.
Tevin Smith gets the basket to go, now has 12. Not often you have a quiet 12 points, but it does seem like Nathaniel Hoskins and Sean Haupt have had their names called much more than Smith. A quiet night for him relative to his ability. Minute 10 left, third quarter of play. Young to Sheen, a nice pass. Two ball from Makai Smith, no good. The rebound to the Vikings. Both teams run the floor, and Urbana will get set defensively. 50 seconds remain in the game, or in the quarter, as Danville gets that to go. .44 and 4/10 of a second remain. Danville back up by 15, 66-51. Hoskins was picked up by Joyner. Now to Smith for three. No good, and the rebound to Young. Foul will go against Tevin Smith. Smith, only a sophomore, stands at 6'4", 190 pounds. .25 seconds. Do you think Urbana holds for the final shot?
Gotta get you a score. You gotta cut the deficit.
And the hands across. Cross picked up by Smith. And here we go, right side, and Young. Young driving in off the glass, gets it to go. 10 seconds left for Danville. Their lead at 13. Now 7 on the board and 6. Remember, they closed the first quarter with a buzzer beater, but Urbana forces a steal. Throwing one up is Miles. It will fall way short. To the fourth quarter we go, and after 3, 66-53. Tonight's officials, I forgot to mention them at the top of the show: Jeff Dressler, Andy Gertis, and Mark Prina. Address announcer Nick Stillwell announcing the 50-50 winning raffle number, and Steven Thompson did not win, if his reaction beside me is to be believed. Every time I buy a 50-50 ticket here, I'm like 2 numbers off. I get those first 3 or 4 numbers, and then it falls short. Back to the game, the fourth quarter underway. 13 points is the lead for Danville. And a steal. Urbana going the other way. Big possession here. Open 3 for Young. Knocks it down. 10-point game.
And a 10-point game.
7:30, fourth quarter. Danville making it a 12-point game once more, and inbounding his cross to Young. Jermail Young, what a game he's had thus far. Urbana's leading scorer with 14 points. Draws the foul. And that foul will go against Jorion Evans. Evans checks out of the game. Urbana will inbound from the baseline. Steven, do you look for a 3 here? Is it best available shot mode?
Best available shot.
Jermail Young. Young and a bad pass intended for Tatum. Straight out of bounds. 7:14 remaining. Up goes Danville in the hands of Devin Miles. Miles to the top of the arc and Tevin Smith. Smith moving to the right side, finding Haupt. Haupt driving in against Young. Young, there was contact, did not get the call. And up goes Urbana, having stopped Danville, a big stop there. Cross, bringing it back out. Here's Tatum. Tatum on the right side, spinning off the glass. Can't get his own, no, he's gonna, well, he couldn't get his own rebound. And it almost wound up in the hands of Talvin Joyner. Neither of them got it in Danville's ball. Smith creating the shot, getting it to go. 14 points the lead for Danville. Urbana just can't quite seem to close. They've cut it to 10 on several occasions. Now bringing it back down to 12 here. They just don't seem to have enough to bring it in and make a charge. And Peyton Sheen's going to draw the charge.
And good heads up.
Good fundamental basketball there from Peyton Sheen. They're going to bring one of the officials over to the scorer's table to discuss a matter. Not quite sure what they were discussing. Urbana with the ball set to inbound. 6:11 left and they're down 12. Getting towards crunch time. The Tigers are down 12, but it doesn't quite feel like such a large deficit based on how good of a second half they've played. They just can't quite seem to make up much ground on Danville, but there they get the and one from Sheen.
And this game is not over.
Urbana's biggest cheerleader is sitting right to my right. His name is Steven Thompson. Sheen at the line looking to complete the and one.
He needs to make this free throw, and we need one stop. And that one's good, and it's a 9-point lead. And correction, Peyton Sheen has 18.
Devin Miles was open for the three, didn't get it, and the rebound to Joyner. Talvin Joyner up the court for the Tigers.
And that's the stop you need. Now you need a score.
And here's Young. Young on the right side. Relative to us, the right side, and Young doesn't get it to go. Perhaps a big miss. We'll see if it affects the Tigers here. Left side and Miles. Haupt going all the way. Little finger roll will fall. Back to 11 points in the hands of Cross. And a three ball.
Jermail Young got it for three.
Jermail Young to three, and it's 72-64. Not over yet, and a timeout on the floor. Full timeout called by Danville. Stephen, a two-part question for you. How do you maintain the momentum in this timeout, and what do you do defensively coming out of it?
Defensively, you just got to stop them from getting driving to the basket. And if you can stop that penetration and make them shoot the tray ball, which they only had a couple players who've knocked down the tray ball very well, but other than that, they haven't shot the tray ball well as a team. So you could see that zone come back, but 5:12 left and you're down 8. You want as much time of possession on offense as you can get.
Yep. Now there's no shot clock in the IHSA. That comes next year. So what do you do? Because Danville, they're going to start milking the clock, you'd figure.
And I think this press rushing them is pretty good. So.
Well, we'll see how it plays out. Good insight from Steven. 5:12 left. Danville, a nice clean inbound there. That's what they wanted. Devin Miles with some space. Now the Tigers get back. And if Danville draws anything up for three, you'd figure it's in the hands of Haupt. And a travel called against Danville.
Correction, it's going to be an offensive foul called on Tevin Smith. It's going to be his third.
Now, Steven, that's going to be big because that's his third foul. He's only got 2 more and he's gone.
As you can hear Coach Hub yelling, Sheener! As Sheener has 18 points.
And it goes to Peyton Sheen.
Thought about the 3.
He did, and that's in his range. We've seen Sheen make some deep ones. 4:35
Seen
left.
him pull up before the volleyball line.
Young driving in
And one! And Jamel Young!
Oh! He'll go to the line for 3. Or rather to get his third point of the possession there. Jermail Young.
That away, big fella. Have your night.
And if he gets this free throw, that's 20 points.
And I made a bet with him that I owe him $20 if he scores this point right here.
To complete the and one, he's got it.
And I owe him 20 points.
So now Danville leads by 5. It's 72-67. 4:25 left, and a 3 ball from the corner will go. Back to 8. Danville answers the and one with a 3 of their own. Devin Miles. Now 4:10 left, and it's Jermail Young. Does he have another big play left in him? He's going to go to cross.
Does.
Guarded by Haupt. Moves to create some space, and Sheen. Sheen looked at the 3, won't take it. Driving in, doesn't get it. No foul is called, and Danville resetting. Up the court they'll go. 3:50 left. Haupt a 3, and he got it. So just like that, a 5-point lead.
Turns into a 9-point lead.
And here is
Talvin Joyner.
Talvin Joyner cuts the 11-point lead down to 9. 3:30 left. 78-69.
Oh!
And Urbana's going to get called for the foul.
That's a terrible call.
It's going to be against Talvin Joyner. There was contact. The Danville player fell.
Terrible.
And Danville set to inbound.
That's a huge killer right there.
3:20 in a 9-point game. Smith inside. Seemed to hesitate a little in the air. A nice shot as he gets it to go off the glass. Back to an 11-point game.
And a move. What a move.
Young for 3, falls short. Urbana gets back on defense. 2:55 left, and the opportunities seem to be ending for the Tigers, but they force one here. Inside to Cross.
Cross from Talvin Joyner.
And Cross.
And a 9-point lead.
Back to single digits, 2:40 remain. Inside goes Danville. They can't get it. Rebound, kick back out, and Danville and Hoskins will take it. 2:30 left. Hoskins is picked up by Tatum. To the wing and Devin Miles for 3, and he gets it. That might be the dagger. 83-71, 2:15 remain. Driving all the way is Young off the board, and he can't get it to go. And a foul will be called, I believe, against Sheen. We'll see. Danville leads by 12, and the fan base that they've brought with them today comes alive.
Man, that's
foul
a huge dagger.
Go against Young. Miles falls down. Here goes Sheen. Sheen, Haupt, the Danville defense blocks it. Tatum, and a foul will go against the Vikings. So we reset it here. Tatum will go to the line. They're going to say that foul is on the floor, so he'll be in the 1-and-1 bonus. Steven, you've got to figure the Tigers need both of these shots, or a make on the first, a miss, and then an offensive rebound and something like that. But they've got to get at least the first. And they can't get it. Rebound to Danville. Minute 50 left, and the Tigers are going to need something big inside. And a foul will be called that will send Hoskins to the stripe. You've got to figure this one's going to go to Danville. Great fight shown by the Tigers and still some time left on the board. But now with Danville's second leading scorer in the game at the line, 21 points for Hoskins. The opportunities remain slim for the Tigers. First free throw is good. .74-71 our score. Second free throw, no good. 13 points with 1:40 left. It's Cross. Cross to Sheen. Sheen inside, trying to draw contact. Can't get it to go. And now Ted Haupt and Danville will call a timeout.
Man, I tell you, it's a lot of contact going down there. This isn't football, man.
You got really into it a few minutes ago.
Man, he bailed him out.
Minute 30 and Danville's up 13. One more time, Steven. Thanks again for having me on alongside you tonight.
Hey, no problem.
Jason Leggett behind our camera. And Danville set to inbound. They'll inbound it, and Urbana won't give up. I want to point out that the Tigers have shown great fight tonight against one of the best teams in the state this season in Danville. Danville will add to their lead here. It's 86-71. And the Tigers will fall to one game under 500. But this Tigers team could be scary when the playoffs roll around.
Yes, that's...
Oh, and a slam from Robert Stroud, the 6'4 junior. Sheen will throw up a three and doesn't go. And we saw Tyrese McWilliams throw a dunk down the last game we covered. Oh, and Tevin Smith tried to bring the house down there. My goodness, couldn't quite convert, but if he had, and we know what Danville's trying to do, they're trying to put on a show.
Man.
Almost only counts as horseshoes and hand grenades, but man, that was almost the dunk of the year.
Almost had to put on my let's go home, let's go home.
Now if you're the Tigers, you don't want to give up a fast break opportunity here. Three ball is going to go from Jermontre, and a timeout called by Verdell Jones.
Correction, that'd be Bryson Tatum for three.
Who did I say?
Said Jermontre.
Oh, did I? Well, Jermontre's hit so many of them today, you know. 20 points for Jermontre, 7 points for Tatum. Oh. And it stands as a 14-point game right now. I don't think that this Tigers crowd is going to go home too unhappy. It was a game, they fell behind early. Really, though, competed in the second half. And as it stands, we've outscored them by 1 point in the second half. Just one of those games where the team you're playing seems to have an answer for everything. And credit to Danville. They've played a great game, and they've really showed at times why they are considered one of the best teams in the state at 13-2. They've showed resiliency and stopped Urbana's runs when they've mounted them. Danville up the floor. We'll see if they have anything here. Inside goes Tevin Smith, and the foul called on Chris Cross. That foul only good to keep us here for another minute or so. The zip code for Danville, 61832. Urbana has 2 zip codes, 61801 and 61802.
I believe I am 61801.
I am 61801 as well. I believe you only get to 61802 way out there by Meyer.
Yeah.
I mean, I live close to Meyer, but it's like out past Meyer in that neighborhood.
I live
there.
borderline of Champaign-Urbana.
Yep.
I live literally 30 seconds away from Wright Street.
Yeah. 3 ball from Joyner won't go. Tipped up by Cross. Haupt comes down with the rebound. And that'll do it for us here. In the hands of Smith as the final buzzer sounds, 89-74, a 15-point win for Danville. Stevie T, your final thoughts.
When you come out flat and you find yourself down a huge deficit at half, I'm pretty sure you're gonna have problems the rest of the game. And I think the Tigers had problems the rest of the game. You start out, you find yourself down 15 at half, then you trim the lead down 5. Then you have them go on a run. And like I said earlier, it's a game of runs. And the team who goes on the most runs wins the game. And Danville went on the most runs tonight.
Absolutely. 89-74, our final score. For Jason Leggett and Steven Thompson, I'm Joey Wright for the Tigers Media Network. That'll do it for us here from the Oscar tonight. Danville, a 15-point win. Tune in next time. Tigers basketball on Urbana Public Television.